Risa from Hudson Valley Vintage. Hi there. I'm coming to you today to show you, first of all, we got these incredible old, very old antique tables from a barn not far from here. This is one of them, and as you can probably see, I hope you can see, they're super chippy. So this is old paint, and it is very, very chippy, and I absolutely love this look. As a matter of fact, this is a look as a furniture painter that we often try to replicate, and it's not easy to replicate it. Since this piece is already this way, we want to keep it this way. I'll tell you, it's not easy to just to leave it like this because it's going to continue to keep chipping, and I don't want it to do that because I want to preserve it. So what do? This is a very common question that I get. How do you keep that chippiness if you love it? That's what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you the proper way to seal it. It's actually got a couple of different paint colors. It has like a gray and a green. I don't know if you can see all this. And then scattered throughout, there's actually old newspaper. I'm guessing somebody glued it on at some point. It's just so incredibly unique, and we want to be able to save that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So this is what we're going to use. This is a General Finishes product. This is a water-based top coat. It's high performance satin. So it also comes in flat, and it comes in semi-gloss. It might even come in gloss. My favorite is satin. I just like that satiny finish. It's sort of like an eggshell finish if you're familiar with like how, you know, house paint. And it's super, super durable. And what it's going to do is seal this all in so it doesn't chip anymore, and it's also going to protect the table. So when you're using a top coat like this, what you don't want to do is shake it. So you don't want to create bubbles. If for some reason you shook it up already, if you have one at home, well, you just put it aside for a little while and let the bubbles settle down. And what I'm going to do is just mix it up with a paint stick. And we do carry General Finishes products on our online store, which is hvvintage.com, and also in our shop in Red Hook. There we go. So I think that's mixed up pretty well. I don't know if you can see this, but it's got like a milky consistency. So I think I have it mixed up pretty well. Now you can spray this in a sprayer. I'm actually going to use a foam brush, which I like to use when I apply top coat. Let me just talk for a minute about how we prepared this. This piece was literally in a barn. You may have seen recently one of our customers invited us to go shopping in some barns that were on her mom's property, and we were like, oh yes. So we got this table and another one, which I'll share pictures of. First thing we did, which is what we do pretty much with everything that we get, is we cleaned it really well with TSP. And the TSP is trisodium phosphate. It's phosphate free. And we sell it here in powder form and liquid form. Both of them are concentrates. So you just mix it with water. So we cleaned it really well. And then we sanded it very lightly, because what we wanted to do was get any of the chips that were lifting off. So, you know, anything that's really, really lifting off here is going to need to go. So we cleaned it really well with the TSP. We got any chips that were, you know, really off there, off. And now we're going to seal it with a top coat. So as I said, we're using General Finishes High Performance Satin. I've mixed it up. We don't want to shake it. We don't want bubbles. And I'm using a foam brush. As I go, I'm probably going to have more paint chip off, and that's fine. There's really no way to avoid that when you have a piece that's this chippy. So you want to go in a nice straight line. This is really absorbing it because it's very dry. Just in case you're wondering why I didn't use hemp oil on this instead, I don't think hemp oil would seal it the way that the top coat is sealing it. I want to protect it from chipping anymore. Now I am overlapping my strokes on the tough coat because I want to make sure I cover everything. And it's really easy to tell if you have. It will look wet if you've covered everything. So I'm just going to keep going. And like I said, it's really easy to tell that you've got everything covered because it looks wet. Again, watch the brush strokes there. So I'm using this wide, this is probably a 2-inch brush for the wider areas, and I'll use that one on top. So I also have these spindle legs. So for that, I'm going to use a 1-inch brush. You know, it's a little bit more difficult to have the nice, smooth, even brush strokes when you get to the legs. So I'm kind of just going to start at the top and work my way down and make sure that I cover everything. I can actually still even hear the crackliness coming off, the chipping coming off as I go over it, which is okay. You know, it's just the way that this old furniture is. So that leg is done. So what I will do after this dries, I'm going to let it dry a few hours, and I'm going to lightly sand it, and then I'm going to apply another coat. And when I say lightly sand it, I mean like with a 220 grit sandpaper or higher, and I'm just going to go very, very lightly over the whole thing. So this is what we're using. We're using the General Finishes High Performance Top Coat. And I have a board here that has flat, satin, semi-gloss, and gloss. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but the flat, no matter what I do to it, no matter what kind of light I put on it, is flat. There is no shine whatsoever to that. The satin depending on how you're looking at it, looks flat, but then when you put a little light on it, it does look a little bit of a sheen. And then the semi-gloss is glossy, and then the gloss is a high gloss. So I hope that helps. That's all there is to it. It's super easy. So if you are watching this later and you have any questions, please just go ahead and post them in the comments. All right, guys, so thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and we will see you very, very soon. Take care.